Now here we are. This is number 2. So I'm going to put my little fingers out here. This is number 2. And a few minutes ago I introduced myself as Spider-Man. Oh, oh, now look. Oh boy, who the hell am I? I'm John Wright, and you're not. And by the way, if you was, I would have rather appreciated it. It would have been you. But then again, at the same time, I would have never wished this upon you at the same time. There's so many people that have their hands in this crook situation that we're having throughout Lebanon right now, and the Middle East, by the way. And by the way, my dad is in the middle of it. My dad was George Wright. My dad had a bowling alley built in Morton, Washington, and they painted that building brown. And they put it brown right next to the Browns mortuary. And if you tell anybody about this bowling alley, you will end up in this cemetery right here that's next to this bowling alley. And right there's the Browns mortuary. And the reason why you're getting a tape of this today is because I notified the Department of, the governor of Washington State with a package just like this. He got it. He got delivered to him. He had to sign for it, or they had to sign for it at his office. He got it. Matter of fact, the Department of L&I in Washington State had to get a package just like this because I have a case with the Department of L&I, and I'm a pension person. They pensioned me out, and then they put a hit on me too, by the way. My brother, Jerry Wright, is a dirty little Boy Scout. I took this over in the first segment. Here's my brother Jim. My brother Jim was forced to murder my best friend, Terry Lance Shortridge, on my bed prior to this bowling alley being opened. It was already being opened. They murdered that boy, Terry Lance Shortridge, to silence the town of Morton because this was the hijacker's money. That was happening there. This is the hijacker. This is D.B. Cooper. I was in California the night that Darlene Ferrin and David Darlene got murdered, and I believe it's Michael Mougeot survived the incidents. But my dad came into the camper right after that. The radio came on. The ZODIAC killer just struck. We're all in the camper, and everybody else knew it was my dad. And I looked at Dad and I said, "Dad, he's here close." And my dad says, "He's nowhere near us." And he overshot it and stuff. And it just, looking back on it, I know what he did. He was scaring everybody into fear, and also me at the time. And he did it. And I was there the night that Darlene Ferrin got murdered, and I even brought it up to my sister Bonnie, and she says, "Well, I was there." And I said, "Yeah, Bonnie, you was there, remember?" And all of a sudden, she went silent. But anyway, my brother Jerry, my sister had this baby right here, and they passed this baby off as my sister. And this sister is my aunt, actually, and they passed her off as my little sister. And Jerry is a dirty Boy Scout, and they were leaning on my brother Jim and my brother dad. We were close. Me and my dad was really close. Matter of fact, I'd kick someone's ass over my dad. Matter of fact, I was my dad's ass kicker. I'll tell you that one right goddamn now. Now, if somebody had a problem, Dad'd say, "I'll just send John over to find out," because I was straight. I didn't know what was going on. So I could look somebody straight in the eye, just like this guy could drink goddamn fucking acid, fucking stay straight. They all thought I knew everything, and I wasn't. And they played me as their strong guy. And by the way, this guy here has been orchestrating stuff. He's behind the D.B. Cooper stuff. Jerry L. Wright. This is Marietta L. Wright. This is George L. Wright. George L. Wright. And I have a sister named Patricia L. Wright. Matter of fact, there's all these murders and stuff. We go down here, we got this Alpine Bowl. It's got a checkered past. Matter of fact, there's a flag that's half ripped off, and it's ripped from the right to the left. Who's doing it? Who's ripping off America? Is it the right or is it the left? Well, I tend to believe that it's the Republican side that's done this and orchestrated this. And I will tell you another reason why I will say this is because in Port Angeles, Washington, all the way back in Port Angeles, Washington in 1967, 1968. I was going to school with Greta Evans. Greta Evans is the Governor Dan Evans's granddaughter, and I knew that from school. I knew it was Dan Evans's granddaughter. I mean, everybody in my class knew that that was the governor's granddaughter. As a matter of fact, I was scared to talk to her because I was being held in a cage when I wasn't at school. I was told never to talk to nobody. I'm not supposed to talk to her. I'm stupid. I'm blind. I know nothing. They made me out to be a retard. You see, that's what their whole thing is. They would rather make me out to be a retard. They hold all the cards. They're holding cards. They're sitting there blatantly with a saw in front of them. They're threatening the public. It's my mother and them that was behind it. My mother was so dirty. And I always wondered, what the heck does this woman have over my dad? And my dad was the hijacker. My dad was being forced to kill people. I was held in a cage. This is the best way for me to show you guys exactly what happened. And then this George Fairhart right here, this George Fairhart, this family of Fairharts right here, he's in my class. This boy gets murdered in my bedroom after the case closes and they've brushed it all under the carpet. George Fairhart is standing in front of me going, "Your dad's now our slave. Your dad's now our slave." You know what? I didn't say a goddamn word. I went back and I told my dad this, and my dad went to Mitzi Fairhart. And I don't know if I have a picture of Mitzi here, but I do have a picture of Mitzi, by the way. And I have a picture of my dad and Mitzi, and they're wearing clown uniforms and stuff. They're the town clowns and stuff. And anyway, George Fairhart's standing in front of me, jumping up and down after this case is closed, where they buried this case. My brother murdered Terry Lance Shortridge in front of me, and they're forcing me to comply. And they're forcing the whole town to comply, and these Fairharts right there, they built a museum in that town. Bunch of Boy Scouts. There's a Boy Scout up there greeting you in Morton, Washington. Hey, from the river to the sea, with the Twin County credit unions that they've invested this money in from bowling. They opened up a credit union, made their own credit union so they could make money. They spread it throughout the United States of America. Now those credit unions need to be closed. I have an account at the credit union too, by the way, and that's why I know what they do, when they do, what they do. Matter of fact, I've complained about that credit union to that credit union for the whole last year. Matter of fact, I complained to Walmart about Walmart dealing with that credit union fees being taken out of my account and problems being taken out of that account. That led me to believe that maybe Walmart and this is all associated together. And from what I understand, Walmart's money is dirty. It came from South America to build it. And matter of fact, there's a hotel in Morton, Washington that was brought there out of stolen money. They're taking stolen money that people steal from other places. Hey, you're welcome in Morton, Washington. They want 20% of the take, 20% all the time. They get 20% all the time, and they'll let you do business in Morton, Washington. They'll let you do business in Lewis County, but you know what? Since I don't pay 20% and I don't know their goddamn deal, I couldn't get into it because my name don't have an L in it. And I find out that people with L and C in it get preference in Lewis County when it goes to work. And I've been blackballed all my life because my dad was D.B. Cooper, and that's not out of sight. That's nothing to be proud of. That is goddamn nothing to be proud of. Now I have to cut this off, and I will come back again for my third episode.